It's February 2nd, Groundhog's Day. According to that groundhog, we got 6 more weeks of winter time. Well, me and Dessa were in disagreement with that and thought it should be less, so we're gonna go try to find him, see what he has to say about that. After a little bit of dancing this morning to get me warmed up, we decided we better get out here and get to walking, do something with the day. It's 16 degrees currently. Just wanted to get out here and do something with the dogs. So here we go, walking. Hi, truck driver. But yeah, this is Dessa. She came from Missouri. Anointed Farms Kennels. She's off of Festus and Faith. Festus is off of Matthew. Faith is off of Matthew. So she's double bred off Grand Champion Matthew. Really happy with her so far. She's a real good dog. She's obviously done pretty good in the confirmation ring for us. She did get some trophies and stuff as a young dog and got her champion certificate a little earlier than Brutus did. And she actually did win a cup from one of the judges, Frank Roca, great dogman from. He'd been in the breed for many years now, wrote some books, but we were real thrilled to get a cup from him. It's the only one we've ever got, but it means more than a room full of them could from, you know, anybody else. I guess right now we're just kind of getting started in it anyway, so. But I don't want to really upset anybody or make anybody mad by saying anything. I seem to be real good at doing that. Not really intentionally, but sometimes I just say shit and it comes across wrong, or people take it wrong, or hell, maybe I'm saying it wrong sideways. Hell, I don't know. But again, we're just out here walking, talking. I work construction, and in the wintertime, when it's this cold, there's not really much to do for a guy like me, so previous winters I've gotten on Facebook and written some articles and done some things like that. This year we're gonna create a YouTube page, and I think this will be video number 26, maybe, something like that for me. I just throw in a few on there just to let folks kind of see who we are. But I noticed a lot of the top dogmen, you know, from all over the world have YouTube pages and show their yards and their breeding programs and all this and that, so I figured, what the hey, might as well be part of that. If for anything else, at least my kids can get on here and watch it someday. What you got, babe? It's probably one of her daughters pissed there once a couple days ago or something. She's checking it out. Let's go. Come on. But yeah, just get on YouTube and search APBT, and you'll come across a few videos, and there's quite a few of them out there, some good, some bad, depending on who you ask. Sure, mine will fit into some category somewhere by somebody, but you know, a lot of these guys that have been in it for quite a while, and they start using the years, terms like, oh, I've been at it for a decade or a couple decades, you know, whatever. I guess that's kind of a way to kind of give you an idea how long they've been having dogs, whatever else not. But we're coming up on our 10-year mark keeping these dogs. I had many other breeds of dogs in the past. These are pretty high functioning dogs. Certainly not the highest functioning dog I've had. I've also had some collies and such that were pretty impressive specimens, to say the least. They had a rather high vocabulary. These dogs do also, but over time raising them, you know, getting them accustomed to you and what you do with them and things like this, what you say to them, they kind of learn words over time. And I think that collie, I had him up to like 32 words that he would recognize and respond to that were pretty cool. But that dog was, like I said, really, really high functioning, and would pretty much walk on a 2-inch windowsill like a billy goat, spin around like a tornado, and jump and climb any tree you put in front of him. You know, it's pretty cool. See the different, I don't know what you'd call it, gears the dogs can have throughout the breeds. This breed here seems to have, you know, just as well as any, I guess, dogs that kind of range in the spectrum of what I would call activeness or punctuality. But just kind of interesting to think about some of the things that the dogs can and can't do, you know, what they've done, what they were bred for, things like that. You know, these dogs obviously being bred from fighting dogs from back in the day versus what they're doing now. Well, some countries, I guess, they do actually allow that sport still, so it's legal for them to do that there, but you know, you can get in trouble by doing that type of stuff, and people kind of frown upon it here in today's society here in the USA because, you know, it's just viewed as a non-manly activity, something like that. Well, it's like chickens and cockfighting, you know. Again, in Mexico, you can do that on any given Sunday at any given gas station or wherever you want to go. Take bets on a local match. But here they frown upon stuff like that, so we don't get to do that here. I don't really get it. Society's different here. They allow like UFC fights and karate matches and jiu-jitsu competitions and all these various ways for men to display his willingness to keep going, or whatever you want to call it. Willing to win, whatever you want to say. But you know, the people can obviously quit when it's time to quit, for them in their mind, and for the dogs, really, I don't really see why it's any different, or should be any different if they were to do that, you know. As well as anything else, though, there's different skill sets that come with any activity that you're going to get into to just like a lot of the people will tell you, and I agree with that. But I just never really been one much for the boasters and the braggers. Oh, I got the best this, the purest that, you know, this and that, whatever you want to put in the category there. But just never really been much for that. You know, I can obviously see how getting these dogs out to these competitions and these shows and stuff can be a way that they can prove that, but you know, you got to figure in a lot of hidden factors. You know, some guys may not have kids, they may be able to just go out and do whatever they want with any free money they've got. And you know what we got here, looks like a dead possum. Yep, he's had it. Come on, girl. Well, so far we haven't seen any groundhogs. We have seen a possum deader than a doornail laying in the road. Anyhow, like I was saying, you know, they bestest and the purest and all this and that, you know, you get into some of these conversations where, you know, proving a dog in weight polls versus vert wall or confirmation showing, treadmill race, you know, any of these activities that are present now at the dog shows for these dogs to compete in, you know, how that can prove that the dogs at that show, you know, might have been the best one there, but you know, you got to figure in somebody may not have been there, you know, whatever else. You can't really always consider, there's always an exception to every rule, it seems like. That's what I find. But yeah, some of these guys really get out there and make a name for themselves, and after a while it starts to go to their heads, and I've seen it numerous times now where these people will kind of, you know, turn back around on you and bite at you and cause you to think of them differently than you did before. So you can't really, you know, it's a thick-skinned breed, they say. You got to have a thick head, and you can't really take anything to heart. So you just gotta do what you do, be good at it, and don't care about what anybody says. Oh yeah, babies. Come on. Might as well say that's our 1.5 mile run that we typically do. I'm going to go ahead and jump off here though so I can cross this road.